Hello, good morning, and welcome to yet another wonderful edition of the Paper Review on Quest Television. My name is Alex Obunnaya. As usual, we have quite a handful of papers up for review today on the program, and I'm not alone. I'm not going to be alone this morning. We have the Vanguard newspaper, we have the Nation, Daily Trust, the Guardian and Punch newspapers up for review this morning. And without further ado, we'll go straight to the dailies. Like I said, I'm not going to be alone here. Comrade Efe Odomo is here with me to do justice to the papers. Let's begin with the Vanguard newspaper. Hardship, DSS, NLC in face-off over planned protest. That's the lead story on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. The full story can be found on page 5. IMF sees Naira depreciating by 35% to 2,081 Naira to a dollar in official markets. Details are on page 26 of the Vanguard newspaper. Businesses lose 100 billion naira monthly as petrol tanker containers occupy roads. AFCON final, Ekong faults Pesero's tactics. Details are on page 29. I think that one is gone now because the Ivorians, have won that tournament, and it's Morocco up next. Okay, above the masthead of the Vanguard newspaper, Nigerians should give Tinubu more time. This is according to Yakubu Gowon. Police arrest LP National Chairman Abure Ogbaloy in Benin. You can read up that story on page 12. Edo 2024, NWC drops Uzodinma, appoints O2 to conclude primary today. CBN reverses self, raises custom duty rates to 1,605.82 to a dollar. You can read out that story on page 19. And just below the Vanguard newspaper, the front page, you'll have a picture of the national chairman of Labour Party, Abure. We hear he was manhandled by security operatives who came for his arrest because members of his party refused to allow the police officers do their jobs. And this picture here showing Abure on the floor, seated on the floor, and it is captioned, National Chairman of Labour Party, Mr. Julius Abure, being arrested by security operatives in Benin, Edo State yesterday. And then let's see if we can make something out of Mr. and Mrs. here this morning. Mr. is talking. You called my childhood friend good for nothing. That's Mr. talking. Let's hear the reply of Mrs. Is he not? He sent you 5 football club jerseys worth £700 each from UK. Why didn't he send you the money instead? Okay. It makes sense if you ask me. It makes sense. Can you send you 5? Let's see that again now. Mrs. is not happy at all. Why is he not good for nothing? He sent you 5 football club jerseys worth £700 each.
That's £4,900. That's quite big money.
That's big money.
The man is right.
Why not? The woman is right, you should say.
No, the man is saying
the woman is saying the man is good for nothing.
Yeah, the man is right.
The woman is right, isn't it?
Yes, £4,900.
Why not send it cash? Why buy original jerseys and send him? Okay, convert it to pounds and then send. Okay, that's that for Mr. and Mrs. Let's turn our attention now to the Nation newspaper. NLC rejects DSS warning to shelve planned protests. That's the lead story on the front page of the Nation newspaper. NLC rejects DSS warning to shelve planned protests. And still on the front page, give Tinubu's reforms more time. Go on, please, with Nigerians. ECOWAS should lift suspension on Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. Above the masthead of the Nation newspaper, 12 million more Nigerians to get direct cash transfer. Abure held for attempted murder, firearms possession. That's on page 24. Edo 2024 APC to conclude primary. President not for zoning. PDP okay strict guidelines. Justify conclusion. Okay, I didn't get that very well. Senate opposes plan to remove electricity subsidy. That's above the masthead. Federal workers get 4 months wage award. Okay, good for them. I guess the labor threat is working wonders. And below the paper, troops kill terrorists in Kaduna Forest, clear hideouts. That's on page 5. And Oyo reopens facility. What facility? You want to know? Turn to page 6 to get more details. I carried a loose body in Owo for final rites. Oh, yeah. If not, I think the burial will be done, I think it was maybe today or so. I think it's about 10, 11 days program. Okay, he'll be buried tomorrow. I've just been told that he'll be buried tomorrow. Okay, so I think tomorrow he will be finally interred, and let him go rest. Okay, it's a sad one though. We wish the family the fortitude to bear the loss. Let's move on to Daily Trust newspaper. Federal government yet to release free grains to Nigerians. Federal government yet to release free grains to Nigerians. No food items with us yet. That's NEMA. Agric Ministry official blames data authentication. Invest in farming to tackle hunger. U.S. urges government. Okay. Benue government issues 14-day quit notice to herders. Naira gains as security operatives sustain raid on Bureau de Change. 100 corpses trapped as Kwara shuts mortuary over ritual activities. You can get that story on page 40. What's the nature of...
The corpses have been detained.
Wow. 10 countries approach International Court of Justice against Israel's occupation of Palestine. And let's see if we can sneak in a couple of more stories. Farmers in distress as fertilizer prices soars. Hardship, Labour ignores DSS, insist on protest. Lift sanctions against Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso. Gowon tells ECOWAS. Okay. The Guardian is up next, and the lead story is business related. Customs 5 trillion naira target threatens trade, heightens price crisis. You can read up that story on page 6. And below that one, 5 banks impairment charges hit 580 billion naira in 9 months. Abure arrested in Edo as aggrieved candidates seek his prosecution. Borno engages monarchs on reintegration of repentant terrorists. Petrol queues spread nationwide as Ipman, Neman blames supply disruption. That's on page 6. Transcript processing saga, how not to treat alumni of modern universities and polytechnics. Whatever that means, you can read up that story on page 4. It's a news analysis, actually. It's on page 4. Tinubu gave governors 30 billion naira each to address food shortage. Really. Gowon urges ECOWAS to lift sanctions against Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. Lack of funds forces D Tigers out of Afro Basket qualifiers. Really. D Tigers, that's the nation's male basketball team. Okay, and that's that. Finally, we go straight to the Punch newspaper. TUC NLC split as DSS warns Labour against planned protests. The full story is on page 2. It comes with riders. NLC took protest decision unilaterally. TUC alleges vows to stay away from demonstration. Ajero accuses DSS of blackmail. Agency warns Labour against plot to destabilize nation. All of that you can find on page 2. Above the masthead, Senate rejects electricity tariff hike, probes 2 trillion naira subsidy. 50th anniversary Punch holds exhibition to showcase iconic photos. Banks sell $172 million as CBN EFCC battle currency speculators. And we move down now the paper. Mortuaries groan as fuel scarcity hits Lagos hard. That's on page 24. 10 billion naira fraud EFCC to arraign ex-Kwara government, or rather ex-Kwara governor Ahmed on Friday. Lagos prophet drowns during Valentine's Day beach hangout. Oh, that's a sad one. Details are on page 46. Edo APC welcomes rerun after controversial governorship primaries. That's on page 16. So many stories, Comrade Domo. So many stories, really. The papers are loaded with so many stories. But let's begin with this one. It's the biggest story, the arrest of Labour Party National Chairman Julius Abure. Not just his arrest, but the way he was arrested. We saw pictures of him being dragged on the floor. And aside from that, this man has been in the news lately, maybe for the wrong reasons. You know, accusations flying here and there, left, right, center. Now the police says that he's been accused of attempted murder.
As far as I'm concerned, Alex, you don't just give a dog a bad name because you want to kill that dog. You know quite well the battle Labour Party has been having with especially the ruling party, which is the APC. They want to do everything possible within the powers under their nose to make sure they silence that party. That's the way I look at it. First of all, they try to break the ranks by bringing one person from the ghetto to be the parallel chairman. That's the person they call Apapa.
Lamidi Apapa.
Apapa, whether it is Apapa from Lagos or the one from Surulere. They tried all they could. The man even went to court and started filing cases withdrawal notices to all the courts that they are no longer interested. You never took any matter to the court, but you were going to the court that you want to discontinue with the case. All those things didn't work out. They have come out with several options to silence this party. Now, you are saying this man was a gun runner, or he's a gun runner, he duped the party and all this. And who took the matter to court, to the police? Who reported the matter to the police? And we have become a jungle justice. There is a level you get to in life. You have to be respected, even when you are the law is against you, until you are proven guilty, like the Constitution will always tell you. But you went to the place and start dragging the man on the floor. It is not actually good at all. Because whatever we do, the world is watching. We should not think that we live within ourselves and we're in a closet. Everybody is watching us. And now, only this morning I also got to hear from the news that he has been released. So what is the excess of that hula baloo they were doing in the
Edo State?
In the state? So if you know you have no concrete evidence against the man, why come to the public to start embarrassing?
And the police refused to disclose the identity of the person who wrote the petition against him.
That is
why so?
That is the hand of Esau and the voice of Jacob. And they are just trying to annihilate the man and bring down his power. The elections are over. What are you still fighting for? And all the cases in the court have been determined. I don't think there is anyone in court anymore. So why hassle the person? If you know the person who wrote the petition is the petition is legitimate and the person is not a faceless human being, why not bring the person out and confront him that yes, you did this, you did that, you did this, then take the matter to the courts. But here we always decide matters before we investigate. That's just the problem we have in Nigeria.
Okay, let's stay in Edo State, but this time the APC primaries. We seem to be
unending.
Yes,
unending Buhari.
It is really unending, and we seem to be entertained every day.
I learned you are from Edo State.
Not by birth, by association.
By association.
By association, yes.
Okay. Actually, that was a mirage.
Let's look at what APC has done now. APC has dropped Uzodinma, and in his place, the Cross River State governor has been appointed to oversee the event. So, does it mean that Uzodinma didn't do well?
He didn't do well.
Okay.
That was not on ground. But at least these days we have a global hamlet now, even smaller than a global village. Anything happening anywhere, you are in your bedroom and you are seeing all. When they were doing the counting, because it was an open ballot, when they were doing the counting, the guy counted up to 309. The next thing he announced was 500. So, who are those people in between 309 and 500? Who are they? Were they on the queue or they went on break? Then he counted up to whether 600 again. He jumped again to a higher figure. and you expect somebody to accept those results. It is not possible. And the chairman of the committee
was there.
He didn't even question it. And you are announcing a result based on that, what do they call it now? The delegate election based on hoax. The way they cancel it is the best thing. And not only just cancelling it, they have to at least, if we have a society that is working, that type of chairman and the committee members need to have some little discipline.
I was discussing with someone, immediately after Uzodimma was announced as the chairman, because this person is actually he has keen interest in Imo politics. Immediately Uzodimma was announced, he told me, I won't say his name, he told me that...
You also withholding his name?
Yes, I'm withholding his name. He told me that, Alex, look out, watch out. That primaries, there will be problem in those states, in that primaries. He said this, there will be problem because Uzodimma, being the kind of person he is, will go there and mess things up. And
definitely.
That's what we've seen.
You don't need to prophesy that a snake will sting, because that is his normal duties. If the snake does not sting, what does it do for a living? You had Uzodimma come into governance as the governor of Imo State. He came fourth in the elections. But Abakari, the late Abakari, the strong man of Aso Rock then, was able to bring him to the fore and made him the governor. And that is why they continue calling him Supreme Court governor till tomorrow, before this last elections. Now you came to Edo State, you want to replicate what you did in Imo State. No, of course, that I when Tinubu, before he became president, all came to Benin to campaign for Iyamu. You know what they were telling him? They do not be Lagos. So this time around, do not be Imo. He should have counted his teeth well with his tongue before coming out to make that pronouncement. Of course, you know that you cannot make such things and go scot-free, because the information is at the doorstep of every human being now. You don't need to ask questions unless what happened yesterday. So just open into your phone, click to your app. Everything that happens will come to the front.
Yeah.
Because this one I was watching, they showed the queue. Not that they were just hearing voices. It was a video issue. Now, well, I will recommend some level of punitive measures, if not even much, so that it can deter others from doing such things tomorrow. Now, tell me, if this person happens to be in INEC as one of the INEC umpires, what will happen in that area that is overseen? Is it not going to be a worse result than the one that we will have in the last one? But again, to the electoral process in Nigeria, I don't know why we cannot overhaul it. You Yakub Mahmoud, or what is that not you see Yakub Mahmoud, or what is his name?
Yeah, that's his name.
Yes. You organize elections, 95% of the elections you organize are being faulted. Going to courts every day, people are tumbling, some are crumbling. Now you still have the effort to start going ahead to say you want to conduct elections again for other states. And the government is watching. Why do you think that the man will change from his normal character, like the zebra, who will never change his color? You've conducted several elections, none of them is credible. Even international observers are complaining about it. And the government still have that onus to keep him in power. Himself still has that nomenclature tied to him that, yes, I'm the INEC umpire. Supposed to be walking the streets of Lagos with shame. Now he has ascended to common primaries of a party. Because now we are looking at Uzodimma. We should look beyond the mask. We should unveil the mask incorporation unveil. If Uzodimma's primary result had been upheld, then we have no moral justification of voting again in the country. We should go back to the cabinet system of government where they elect the prime minister. The prime minister will in turn pick out the governors from each of the zones. It will save us a lot of money. It will save us these killings we are experiencing every day in terms of a political thuggery. Because you don't know where the pendulum is coming. So if you go and kill somebody, if I come and kill you because I need the position, or you come and kill somebody in this position, and if it does not come to you at all, what happens? What happens? We should behave as mature as a country. Somebody who said it, this Mandela, I can't remember now, said the black man would not be respected on this modern earth until Nigeria takes her position as the giant, which we are not ready to. Come on, Niger. This is supposed to be half of the states of one of the states in Nigeria. It's issuing sanctions against Nigeria because of all this type of things we are saying. If you say you are a giant and any little wind that passes by you, you fall. A common chicken will come and climb you where you are lying down. We should correct all this. We should walk away from all this our syndrome of this is my person, he must be there. No, you call it an election. Election should be based on the popularity of the person and the acceptability. His pedigree, what can he do? You cannot sit down in the coffin of your room and you come out to say, yes, this person is my candidate. The father was serving my father, or my father served his father. He did this, he did that, he did this. Look at the children of the drivers of Muritala, the late head of state. They are in the House of Senate. That's how you encourage people to grow. Not that, no, this person is my person, he must be there. No, this one, no matter the level of intelligence, pedigree, everything, because he has nobody up there to push him, he remains in the background forever. It is wrong. What Uzodimma did is wrong and should be condemned in totality. Let the man be meted out with some punishment, and those who signed that papers with him. I don't understand why the bickering and secular movement over this matter.
Yeah, another story that has really tickled my fancy is coming from the Nation News. Most of the papers have it, but I'm going to take the Nation's angle. Give Tinubu's reforms more time. Gowon pleads with Nigerians. Gowon is pleading that we should give Tinubu more time.
What time do they want us to give to him? Give us time frame. If I told them that it's going to be a comment like that, we cannot make an open-ended statement. Give him time. Abacha said his stay in the presidency will be very short. After the military era, he wanted to transmit himself into a civilian president, and all the 5 political parties, popularly referred to as the 5 fingers of the leprous man by Ige. They now asked him, he said, yes, even if I become president, the time my time on earth is far shorter than the time of Nigeria, so it's still a short time. And everybody laughed over it and they clapped over it. You are telling us to give you time and reformation. How long is it going to take? And what happens to the fate of Nigerians? If you surf your net on daily basis, you must see at least 1 or 2 cases of people who are walking down the street and they fainted because of lack of food. The latest one, of course, you remember the woman with 3 children, and they started donating money for her to feed. Yeah. What happened again yesterday? They have to go and look for rice from every means and give to them. And the man was sitting by the bridge on the roadside, and one person brought a Coke, and they were putting it in his mouth, and he was drinking. And still, you are telling us to give you time. Tell us the policies you are taking, the policies you have adopted to make sure that there will be a positive end to what you are doing. You are not talking to anybody. You are not having presidential briefing. The Minister of Finance is not briefing the nation. The CBN governor is not briefing the nation. Information Minister, we don't even know where he is. And you are telling us that we should give you time. If you kill a fly on the back of a child, you show it to the child that this is what I kill on the back. Otherwise, the child will think that you are just slapping him or her. Why must we continue in this mirage system that nothing is changing and we expect us to continue going and going? Look at it now. Most of the filling stations this morning did not open. And you are telling us to give you time. People should try from their houses or their various places of work. We should give them more time. People who would not have any money in their pocket to go and buy what they want to eat in the market, even if you are able to rigmarole yourself to the market, what can you buy with 10,000 naira? Assuming you went to the market with 10,000 naira, and what can you buy? How much is even the smallest bag of rice now? This little ones they use in give it to people, whether during Christmas hampers and all these things. The social life is dead. Most companies are closing up, and I say we should give it the reform in time. Of what benefit is wisdom when it has not brought profits to your table? We should at least be told what we are expecting. Look, is it actually too difficult to revive the economy of the country? Is it actually too difficult? Why don't you hands off from power? Why don't you hands off? Why don't you tell those who have the money and the weight at all that, look, if you know you can give us power and then give us electricity, come and we'll give you the license. Then give the tax waivers. You will see the federal power projects springing up everywhere. Why don't you tell those who can run the health sector, come and give us your modalities of units? People will come up. But now you are moving the whole thing, you are seizing them to yourself, and you are saying that you are doing a reform. What type of reform is it? Is it when we all die, then they will not come and serving people on their grave? Of course, it's already happening. When you are seizing corpses in the mortuary, arresting corpses. You already just
kidnapping corpses.
Yeah, kidnapping corpses. Yes. Of what relevant is it?
In Kwara State, it's happening in Kwara
Now,
State.
You have told us reform. You removed fuel subsidy, but now we are still paying the fuel subsidy indirectly. You say you want to even remove the subsidy for electricity when we don't even have the light. At times, in my community where I come from, I'm from Milu, from Ozoro down to Kwale, I don't think for the past 3 years plus we have had electricity. We have not. What we have there is uninterrupted power failure. And you want to increase the tariff because of the lack of light that is there from Ozoro down to Ilu, down to Abade, mostly all the cables have been stolen. So which means we are grappling with two now, the cable itself to replace the poles and to go and energize. How many years do you think that one will be? And you are telling us we should wait for one reform. We should give him time. Tell us the time you want it to. You want us to wait for 4 years or peradventure 8 years before we start anybody that is hungry for 1 week can they survive? If you want to tell me that Lagos is not too far, then show me the map.
Let's stay with issues relating to the economic situation. NLC rejects DSS warning to shelve planned protest. NLC have fixed 2 days next week to protest. The DSS came up to say, look, it's not necessary, so you don't heat up the policy unnecessarily.
Is the policy not heated up already?
NLC is saying, look, we don't need your advice.
Is it not heated up already? The DSS that is saying that, don't they have their own families suffering this thing? Or if NLC goes ahead and they're able to win the war, will the DSS relations not benefit from it? What are we actually talking about? If the situation is normal, will NLC go on strike? And not even normal or no normalcy. If NLC say they want to protest, is it not cultural? Don't you have protest in the constitution? The only thing they say is let it not be violent. Well, they have it there. So for that to say they should share it is not the idea. They are not the court. DSS is not the court. The only people that can pronounce this when the government goes to court and the court says, okay, still actions. Well, they'll still have the right to obey or not. Because even the federal government on their own, do they obey court orders? Do they? If, I always say it's a proverb, or it's a saying, you don't chase a deaf and dumb lady by talking to her. You give her signs, she will understand. This government from a very long time ago now, you don't want to hear you, they don't want to listen. So if it is the action that will solve it, let the action go ahead. But I will not be the person, or I will never be the person to say, let them go violent. If they want to protest peacefully, it is allowed. Anywhere in the world, it's allowed. You cannot just stop them and say, don't protest. And you don't quite know what they are protesting for. Your own interest is also
covered.
Yes, into it. They are not saying it for themselves alone. If they are able to win increase in the salaries and wages, is it not going to affect them? Is it the labor only that it will affect? If they give us good rules, are they not going to drive on them? If they improve on our medical facilities and power, it's not going to affect them positively. So they should please, like the normal popular saying, they should stay there and stay. Let NLC do what they want. If they don't want NLC to protest, then let the government meet the yearning of the NLC.
Tinubu gave governors 30 billion naira each to address food shortage. That's a story on the front page of The Guardian. Some people say this is just money for the boys.
Of course.
Food shortage, and we'll see how we'll see.
Are you now empowering the governors to start importing food? Where would they get the food from? 30 billion. Where would they get it from? Look, why do we continue doing one thing 1,000 times, no result, and we'll still put our head into it? Why don't you at least revive the agricultural sector? This money in 1 week, you won't find it again. You won't find it again. Now, you have given the governor 30 billion. How will he share the money? Who is he going to give it to? Is he going to give it to the local government chairman? Is he going to give it to the commissioners? And if he does that, you can be rest assured that even if the money goes around, if assuming 5 million goes to each council, assuming definitely 2 million will go back to where it came from. It is normal. The 3 million that is left, the chairman and the executive will take their own. Then the party leaders, the so-called party leaders, will take their own. At the end of the day, they will say, okay, everybody gather at the council, gather at so designated point. They will start giving them one cup of rice. What happened last time, I put it on the net. Somebody got 1 ball of onion, a derica of rice, what again, with beans. And people were dancing, oh, this one reach me, oh, since then they do politics, I never chop politics, something, oh, this one reach me, oh, I thank this government. Oh. You can imagine the mentality of the poor man. And I asked this person, look, you and your wife with 3 children are living in the same house now. I said, yes. If you put this thing, say that you want to cook it and for people to eat, will it take you 1 meal? He said, something don't reach us now at least. That is it. So that 30 billion to each governor, multiplied by 36, how much is that? That is a total waste. That money is gone down the drain. They know what to do to make Nigeria food sufficient. If you are able to dislodge this dissident that the government is so interested in promoting, if you dislodge the dissidents and let people go back to the farms, don't you think we will have food sufficiency? Before now, when we're having this type of crisis, Last week or the previous weeks, when they were diverting all trailers bringing food to the south, diverting them back to Niger and other countries that they make more money. Is the government not saying? Is the DSS not saying? Is the military and the police and paramilitary, are they not seeing those things? What did they do to the people? Who are the people in charge of that diversion? Was anybody questioned why they were doing it? Is that not an economic sabotage? Is that not, are they not supposed to be even tried under treason felony offense? Then you are giving 30 billion to somebody. Now you will not tell them to go and start importing food. Then the person that will import the food is also going to make his own money out of it. Tomorrow you will say the man is made. Who made you? Who made you? We should at least, for once in a while, put on our thinking coats. We cannot continue like this. With our forefathers who were never educated, were able to pilot the affairs of the country to where they handed it over to the educated ones. And the educated ones are now destroying it. So is it better we remain uneducated so that at least we can get something? If you know you're going to feel stupid on a horse, you don't need a war.
Let's look at this story now. Borno engages monarchs on reintegration of repentant terrorists. Is anything like repentant terrorists?
Yes, now the last administration introduced it. Repentant terrorists. I think when this matter came up, there was one book I read, I don't forget. There was a pact between a snake and a tortoise. The snake was drowning, and the nurse said, "The tortoise, please take me offshore, please. Not one looked at it, they said, no, you are a snake. If I take you to safety, you will bite me, and you will sting me." The man said, no, the snake said, no, I will not do that, just save me first. He said, okay, enter my back. Now climb the back of the tortoise. The tortoise now brought him out of the water and placed him on the first thing the snake did was bang. But you say you will not sting me now. I said, what is my job? What is my job? That's what I'm known for. So it's not a mistake or anything. I have to do my job. Now you say somebody is a repentant terrorist. This thing is already in the blood of that person. You say it's repentant. What makes you think that the man is repenting? What makes you think that the man will not do what he was doing? Why do you think the rate of this kidnapping, torturing, abduction, and this and that are on the increase? Is it not the same people that repented that you brought back? You put some in the military. You put some in the ministry. Now tell me, why were they towing that line of action? What were they fighting for? Or what are they still fighting for? You are likening them to the issue of a Niger Delta Avengers. Niger Delta are fighting for their rights. They say you take oil from our land. You are not giving us anything in return. That's a legitimate fight. But this one, you just look at people, a group of people, you open fire on them, you kill them, you adopt their women, you take them into captivity, you ask for ransom, then you are now saying that go and radicalize them and put them back into the society. Why people from other areas that are fighting for their legitimate rights, you incapacitate them for life? Now, they have regrouped, they know the intendency of the forest, they know what is happening in the government, and they know who and who to be heard or to be touched. Then they are not engaging each other. Don't do what? I've never seen where such laws have been passed. If you are going to actually do that, then do it to every act of criminality. The robbers too should be radicalized and brought back into society. The murderers should be treated the same way. Then let everybody have the same level playing ground. If you want the society to be normal, let the law take its course. You cannot tell me that somebody will, for no reason will kill 50 people. You say, oh, he has repented from killing. I've not heard of it. Even I don't think there is any religion sect that condones that of act. These days they no longer even go to anywhere now to adopt. They stay on the highways. They look at the very fine bus. Or yes, this bus is carrying passengers. Transport. They just stop them. There was a time last year through that people almost stopped taking Sienna because they say, okay, that is where the big boys will travel with now. They travel with Sienna. So they were stopping every Sienna and adopting their passengers. Now they have shifted to this latest Toyota buses that is like elephants. That beautiful bus. They happened to GOKK. Yesterday there was one they did. They were more than 2 vehicles. 50 passengers were adopted. And most of them will not come back. Look at the trauma they will pass through in the forests. Then when they come, where tomorrow you say, oh, come, they have repented. Repented from doing what? We're not talking about another sin. That's okay, oh, I insulted you yesterday, so okay, unless I will not insult you again for doing it. That is different thing. Came to your house, adopted your children, killed your wife, possibly rape her, then I'll come to say, unless I've repented, let's be friends again. Any man that shot at you and missed is never your friend anymore.
Okay, federal government says they're working to pay the wage award for the remaining 2 months of January and February. They've paid for 4 months. They've paid for 4 months. The wage award, which actually was prompted by or came about following the removal of subsidy. Of course, Labour negotiated that. The question now is, why must government wait for Labour to threaten them? Because this came about following Labour's 14-day ultimatum. They had all the time to do all of this. Why wait until Labour threatens them?
They never wanted to do it. They never wanted to do it. That is why that saying will still remain. The labor, they know quite well that if they don't show them action, they will not do the needful. And that is why they will continue telling the elders that you don't chase a deaf and dumb lady by telling her, I love you, please, where can we see? Give her sign. She will know this is where this man is going. Show the government sign, they will wake up and do the needful. If these people, they are asking for their legitimate right, why keep it? Do not think that you are punishing the labor force only. What of their dependent relatives? That is why most of them train their children. That's where they feed their extended family. And you are withholding this thing. Now they threaten you. Now said, okay, you are going to pay. Are you going to pay interest on the money? Because if it is the government that gave you the money, you must pay interest. We should start attaching penalties to all this. If you can give somebody, if you can reward somebody who made an excellent result, you should be able to punish the person that failed. The government failed on this matter. We have to be sincere about it. But the inability of we being man enough to come out and say that black is black, red is red, they would never know that what they are doing, it is wrong.
I think I want to be man enough to say our time is up.
Yes, but before you are man enough, I'm not man enough yet. It is at times to tell a wicked man that you are wicked. Otherwise, he will think he's doing the normal.
You're not judging him, aren't you? You're not judging him at all because he's wicked.
Yes, I'm not judging. If I say you're a black man, I'm not.
I am black.
Yes.
And I'm proud.
And you put me too, I'm black.
And you're proud.
I'm proud.
Okay then. On that proud note, to say thank you for being part of the paper review this morning. Until then, I'll see you guys again tomorrow. My name is Alex Obunaya. Good morning.